So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like always. I have always been that person in the past to go the cheap route and never the expensive route, but there have been quite a few items that, throughout the years of me learning quality over quantity, there are some things that are extremely expensive or expensive in general that I think are worth the price tag. So I'm gonna get into those today. And if you guys want a part 2 of this type of video, let me know down below. So first item that I think is worth the money, and this is pretty expensive, high performance windshield wipers. Now last September, I believe, I was getting my car ready for the winter like I always do. My windshield wipers were going and I decided to pay $80. I was hesitant to say that price, but I mean, that's the topic of this video, is expensive things that are worth it. The windshield wipers were $80, so $40 per blade, and I do not regret it one bit. I finally have clear, like a clear window when it's raining, when it's snowing, when it's foggy. These windshield wipers work so damn well. I have yet to run into a problem with them. They haven't broke. Like I've said in a couple of videos of mine, I used to always just like go the cheap route because it was the easier thing, which that can kind of contradict itself, because sometimes going the cheap route can be the hard thing to do, not the easy thing. I went through windshield wipers like crazy because I was spending like $12, $15, and they just wouldn't last. The ones that I grabbed, I'll have a picture here. It's pouring rain, sometimes it's snowing. It just comes in handy to have decent windshield wipers. I know that sounds crazy because most people will spend the money on like tinted windows or rims for their cars or accessories. Not going down that route. I used to do some of that stuff when I was younger. Now that I am older and wiser, I just buy, like I spend the money on things that my car really needs. Another thing that I wanted to mention for the car, this is pricey to get into, but I've mentioned this in the past, but it's worth it. And that is a reusable / washable cabin air filter and engine air filter. These things are phenomenal. Again, they are reusable. So after each season, I'll take the engine filter out, the air filter out. They're so easy to remove. I do it myself. There's so many videos online regarding the model of your car on how to take them out. Again, so easy. It takes me less than 4 minutes to take both of them out. Come upstairs to wash them, go back downstairs to the parking lot when they're fully dried and put them back in. They are pricey to buy right away. It's like around $150, but you will get that money back, because if you think of it for long-term use, you won't have to replace your engine filter. You won't have to replace your cabin air filter for a long time. Now this one is probably not for everybody, but I think it's so worth it, especially if you are dealing with hair loss. So if you're dealing with hair loss, hear me out. I was going through so many products. For the past 5 years, I have been through the most amount of stress that I've ever been through. When it comes to, finances, when it comes to weight gain, when it comes to just my mental health in general, hasn't been good these past 5 years. The result of that is, with stress and hormone imbalance, I was losing a lot of hair. I'll have examples here. I was losing a lot of hair. And my partner, seeing how sad I was and how I was trying so many products to kind of fix the problem, and it was just making it worse. My scalp was so itchy, so inflamed. For my birthday last year, he gave me, it was like a gift card to a scalp spa. So I went to a Japanese scalp spa. It was a 2-hour treatment. Again, this is expensive. I think it was around like $200 for 2 hours. So $100 an hour. But not only do they like clean your scalp, but you get to learn so much about your scalp. They do the camera situation, and the person that did my scalp treatment, she was also a trichologist. I did everything, well, I have been doing everything that she taught me back in August. And my hair has grown back significantly. I also drink a lot more water. I've cut back on quite a few things regarding like products. I was using a lot of wrong products, and now I just keep it simple. I've also been trying my best to like calm my stress down. I think head spas are worth it, and I'm sure Other spas are worth it too if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed. So overall, I know these appointments to like a spa or a head spa, they can be very, very pricey, but I think they're 100% worth it because of like the relaxation you feel. Head spas, pedicures, even though I make a lot of videos on how you don't necessarily need this stuff, I think they are worth it for some people. If you have the means, if you have the financial means, and if you are really, really stressed out, or if you just want to know, you know, get to the root cause of like, why are you losing hair? Why is your hair thinning? Then those scalp spas can really help you out. Just make sure you do the research on the place that you're going to. Make sure there's registered trichologists that are doing it, or someone that knows knowledge of scalp health, or you know, scalp health care. Again, I was using so many products and now I've downsized to like 5 products or less, and my hair has gotten so long since August. I actually just trimmed like 5 inches off. My hair has gotten long, it's so much shinier, and I just haven't had any issues since educating myself with the scalp spa and just listening to everything that she told me to do. And it was very, very relaxing just laying there and having her just like scrape all the dead skin off, and it just felt really good. And they also give you like a neck massage, which was amazing. So I highly suggest going to a head spa or a spa in general if you have the means. I know if I was making good money, I would go twice a year to a head spa just to get some circulation in there and just to see like how my hair growth is going. And again, I know it's expensive, but you can learn a lot. Instead of like dipping into product after product after product, you can kind of just go to the root cause of what you need and what's causing your hair loss or your scalp issues. So you technically are saving money, because if you were to spend money on like products constantly and try to fix the problem yourself, it's, you know, you can just get answers with a registered trichologist and, you know, figure that out, and, you know, spend the $100 to $200 instead of spending all that on products that might not work. I hope it makes sense that way. I'm gonna be brief on this because I feel like everyone knows this and probably has one of these, and that is a high quality vacuum. So whether it's the Dyson, whether it's a Shark, I've had my Dyson since 2018, I believe. It's going strong. I deep clean it every season, take it all apart, let it air dry for like 2 days. And again, I have no complaints with it. It is a very expensive vacuum, but it's one of those products for the house that are going to last you a long time. So even though you're spending a hefty price tag up front, once again, you are saving money for the long run, because you won't have to keep replacing that vacuum throughout the years because it's high quality. Sneakers is a thing that I had to learn over and over and over again, and now I finally found a pair of sneakers, like a brand, and a pair of sneakers that fit me so well. Now the caveat is that they were $125. I never thought in a million years that I would spend that much money on sneakers. I grew up with my parents always telling me, go to Walmart, buy some $20 sneakers and you're fine. Yes, those worked for a time being, but they weren't good to work out in. They rip very, very fast. They get worn out fast. So overall, you're technically spending more money at the end, because you just keep having to buy, you know, sneakers and sneakers and sneakers, because they're just not high quality. So the ones that I have, again, I'm not a fan of like naming brands or name brands in general, but the ones that I have are from Brooks, and they're not the cutest sneaker, I'm not gonna lie. They are pretty ugly, but I didn't go for looks this time. I finally went with something that was ugly but fit so well. They can go in the washer machine, so I have like this little like bag that I put them in. I wash them with some cold water. They come out nice and clean, and yeah, I've had them for I think about a year now it's gonna be, and I wear them every day. Not in the house. I wear them when I go out and about, but no complaints whatsoever. So I think it was definitely worth the price tag, and this goes for anybody that is on their feet all the time, and especially for someone like myself that has wide feet. It is so hard to find a pair of sneakers that don't like cramp your feet together and make you have like ingrown toenails, which I've been through, because when your feet are so tight in shoes, your nail bed starts to like bend. That was a nightmare when I was like 18. Again, dealing with cheap shoes after cheap shoes. I would say a decent pair of high quality sneakers is worth it. Don't go for looks also. Don't go for looks. Don't go for like, oh, well, these are Gucci and who cares? Most of the time, even though Gucci sneakers and all that stuff is popular and expensive, it probably is crap because they're just for looks. So go with something that is like Brooks, Hoka's, New Balance. I know these shoes are ugly, but the longevity of these sneakers are going to last you and you are going to be so comfortable. Like, I'm happy that I paid the price tag for comfortability because sometimes it's just really hard to have like crappy sneakers and then your feet hurt throughout the day, and I don't ever want to go back to that, especially the ingrown toenail situation. I'm happy that I finally have a pair of sneakers that fit me well. I think that's another thing too. When you get older, you don't care about looks as much as you used to, like when you're younger. When I was younger, I would never wear these, but now that I'm older, I know better. So even though they're not cute, I'm wearing them for comfort and I know that they're great for my feet. And the last thing is something that I am learning. Oh, I'm still learning and I haven't purchased any of this, but I want to mention it because we are in the land of overconsumerism, especially when it comes to clothes. So there are so many websites now. They're selling $3 shirts, $4 shirts, and it's absolute trash. So I think spending or waiting to spend the money, like saving to spend the money on high quality clothing items is worth it. This is the first time in my life where my wardrobe is extremely, extremely small. I have an extreme minimalist wardrobe. I own 6 pairs of pants, maybe like 4 or 5 shirts. This sweater, this is the only sweater I own, only zip-up sweater I own. I own 1 winter jacket and 2 peak coat jackets, and that's like about it. Of course I have socks and undergarments, but for clothes, that's all I have. And they're not the best quality. I'm just working with what I have until I have the money and the knowledge of what fabrics that I like, what's going to last and not break down in the washer or just not break down in general. So high quality clothing, even though you might pay $100 to $200 for a sweater, that's just sweater, that $200 sweater might last you 10 years, 20 years. So that's why I'm waiting to buy clothes, because I don't want to be wasting my money on things that, you know, that are just gonna rip and shrink like they've done in the past. Let me know down below, what are some expensive items that you think are worth it as a minimalist?